Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Unrecognizable Recovery with Jamie and Rick.
It's
Jamie's the
Rick
real,
and Jamie in the morning.
exactly. The real star of the show is Jamie, who has broken ribs.
Oh my gosh. I tell you what, the devil, man, the enemy, I love that verse. I say it all the time in First Peter. Just be alert and of sober mind because your enemy, the devil, is like a roaring lion waiting to devour. And it's not. I used to think when I first got clean that was about, just substances.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. It's anything. It's a broken rib when you're supposed to do a live stream. It's a flat tire on the way to church. It's running out of gas or losing your keys on the way to a meeting, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly.
Many different things, many different ways. It's friends fighting over nothing, or that they wouldn't normally, something they normally wouldn't fight about.
I fixed the losing keys problem around my neck. All of my
We have
your coins.
Oh, I love that. We have at least 2 sets, if not 3 sets, to every vehicle for that exact reason.
Well, we are here today to discuss step 2.
Step 2.
Step
Step
2.
2. What does that mean to you?
Step 2 means believing in a power greater than yourself that can restore us to sanity. That's straight up out of the book.
Yep.
So AA's version is whatever power we want to believe. And I know of a person who believes his tennis racket, or what was his higher power. It develops over time a lot of the time for people in AA.
Sure. I've heard, it kind of put me off when I was first sober that someone would tell me the doorknob can be your higher power, but really it can. And one of the things I like about secular programs is that a lot of people will encourage you to use the group or the group conscience as your higher power. And it really is. For me, it was, I'm out of control. I can't control it. I can't do it, but God can. But
right.
If I wasn't there, believing that it has to be something bigger than me. And
right.
Also, if you do that, you sort of start to build up your army. They say it's the joke. You don't have to change much, just everything about your life. And you have to have men and women that will walk beside you. You have to have that. And one of the most
I didn't have that when I got sober. I had my AA friends on the screen, but I was pretty much isolated. So I took a bit to get kicked out at 9 months or whatever that was. I don't want to bring aspersions on anybody. Whatever that was, it caused me to get out of my comfort zone, walk out the door, and be a little homesick for a bit.
Yeah.
That's what that was, and then I found this beautiful life I have now.
Amen.
Work, CR, it all happened very quickly.
Yeah. 0 to 100, like overnight.
Overnight. I needed that. I needed that. And plus, staying sober-minded, as First Peter said, was able to do the things I needed to do to get into this apartment.
Amen.
To show up, to suit up, show up, go the places I needed to go, do the things I needed to do, regardless of threats of jail. And that was true. That's true. That's straight up. And I've heard that was true anyway. I don't know. You never know. But there were threats of things happening to me, and I did it anyway because I needed a place to live, regardless of the threats of that would have been a mess.
Praise God that you did and that you pushed through despite fear.
Despite fear of all that. So
yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I don't live in my past anymore. I live in an unrecognizable world that I didn't think I could handle. Everything.
Look what Jesus did.
Look what Jesus did, right?
And I can't do it, but you can say Jesus.
I can't. Jesus.
Yeah, thank you. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Well, I could say this morning there probably won't be too many watching us because I didn't share it out anywhere.
No, I didn't either, and I will, but I've been sharing it out after. Like, this is what we talked about this morning. Check it out. And that's where people are coming and watching. So Yeah.
That's the go-to for live shows, unless it's like Saturday morning, and I work Saturday, so.
Yeah, Saturdays are always crazy. I mean, life is crazy. I think it's so daunting when we first get sober because our life is consumed with drinking and drugging and thugging and all the things, not just the substances, but all the things. And then we're sober and we have to change everything. And what are we going to fill our time with? That's why it's so important to build up your support network, and to start filling your time with sober things. So like, I never thought, I never ever wanted to stay home with kids. I always have worked my entire life. I've got a graduate degree. I actually want to go back to school even more, but that's a whole other episode. But like, we have Celebrate Recovery, where Rick and I are both,
Leaders.
help lead.
We're leaders.
We sponsor other people. We are accountability partners. We teach lessons. We do all of those things. But just filling my life with family things that I never thought would be me. Like kids have dance on one day and tumbling, and they have 4-H and just all of the things. It's crazy.
Are you gonna have rabbits for 4-H?
We had a pet bunny. Her name was Bun Bun. And did you know that you can litter train bunnies? So
yes.
You ask Renee Ford. Okay, so Renee and I worked together in 2020 when we both had just recently changed our lives. Anyway, and then I moved up north, and then I moved to Oskaloosa, which is, I'd never lived here before. And Renee was in Oskaloosa, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know someone in Oski, come over and visit me. And she was sitting on my couch, and she didn't want to say anything, but she thought it was like a rat, right? Because there's a bunny under the couch, like sticking its nose out. She's like, I'm gonna go. I'm like, it's a bunny. And it was hilarious. But then when we had Evie, the bunny, had not ever been around babies. Mm-hmm. And so, it did not like Evie trying to pick her up and carry her. She's kind of getting old, set in her ways. So we had a bunny litter box trained for about 4.5 years. And then we passed her on to someone else. Just because I couldn't have a bunny, biting our kids, but that
would definitely be a DHS case.
Right, and we do our best to avoid that.
Isn't it crazy in this world that everyone has a DHS case?
It's so crazy. Well, maybe it is, and it could be. I grew up in a big city, right? So you didn't catch a DHS case as easily as you do here. Living in small town, rural Iowa, like Newton, where we got our DHS case, for example, everybody knows everybody, and it's not like Billy was riding around town on a bicycle at like 3 or 4.
We lost her again. Isn't this lovely? This happens occasionally. Jamie's internet connection and her phone create problems, but she'll be back. I guarantee it. We were discussing step 2. Can't believe the power grid in ourselves could restore us to sanity. Because I used to chase the drink like at 8 o'clock in the morning. I would be at Hometown Liquor in Oskaloosa buying it, thinking, man, I had to work, even though I was just isolating in my home with a bottle of Fireball. All right, that's me. That's my past. I don't do that anymore. Strictly the coffee, folks. There's Jamie. She's back. Jamie is back. Add to stage. There's Jamie.
I give up.
I was just rattling on about step 2 in my past a little about how I'd end up at Hometown Liquor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got to work when I was really isolating with a bottle of Fireball in my home.
Fireball's dangerous.
Oh
I almost coffee out when you said Fireball. Hot damn is what I drank, and I apologize if people are tuning in and hear that as a curse word because I'm really working on my mouth. So what I was saying is that it's different in small town Iowa. Like Billy's out riding a bicycle 3 or 4 in the morning high. When I was making bad choices, I just wouldn't leave the house, wouldn't show up for work, would do all the things. Like people put 2 and 2 together, and you get an investigation at your front door. We were on the child abuse and dependent adult abuse registry for 7 years. Like, praise the Lord, we're no longer on that. Like, we've maintained our sobriety and got ourselves together. And
a parent partner at one point?
I was a parent partner. Yep. Here and up north in the Fort Dodge area as well. Yep.
Awesome.
Working for CFI.
That's recognizable from DHS to parent partner.
Yeah, well, and I'll tell you, we've had two different women be approved by DHS to stay here. Both of them are still sober and still have their kids and are living amazing lives. All the glory to God. But I never thought that DHS would say, hey, this woman that's fresh out of treatment with a newborn baby, I never thought we'd be approved for that ever in my whole entire life. Did I think DHS would say, yes, Jamie's the one to live with. She will get you on the right path. For me, all glory to God, because that is something that
Jesus thing. Jesus thing.
Jesus. Look what Jesus did.
Look what Jesus did.
Look what Jesus did. All right. So Rick is going to talk about, and I don't know exactly what he was saying, when my phone went a little wonky wonk. I think that for me, for step 2, we admit powerlessness, right, in step 1, and we are hopeless, defeated. And then I think that in step 2, we start to be able to see there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Like we can see hope, or like a version of our lives where we can regain some sanity. And we have to believe, for me, that Jesus can heal our addiction, our hurts, our habits, our hangups, that we change from personal brokenness to trusting God, from self-reliance to having faith. We start to change, like we said before. You're living in that world where you're drinking and drugging and thugging. And sometimes, for me, even the criminal mindset that we're stuck in is a thing that has to change. So step 2, we recognize for God's existence, and that God has power to help us in recovery. And then we, from there, can start changing our thinking patterns. Be that for substances, be that for any other hurts, habit, or hangups, be that what do they call this in a 12-step program? A thing that we hold on to that we're not willing, like we won't let go. There's a name for it, and I cannot think of it. Like, for example, I would hold on to my food stamp card in case I ever relapsed and I wanted to trade food stamps for drugs. And I'm just being honest about that. I'm not on food stamps. We haven't received recovery. I never sold them or broke any laws with food stamps. I'm just saying, in my head, it was like, if when Billy and I were, when we first split up, was like, if I was ever so hard up, I could do that, right? I'm just being honest. There's a word for that. If you hold that in your back pocket and you need to give it up, or you don't erase the drug dealer's number from your phone, or you, I don't know, you live in an apartment above the liquor store and you refuse to move, but you're sober. There's a word for it. I'll have to think about it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Well, it's crazy. I pretty much gave up a job because of the work environment and the environment I was working at a pub, and part of my job was pouring alcohol. The one here in town? Right. Pouring alcohol. Okay. Pouring alcohol. Yep. And my sponsor was on the phone with me one time. He says, "Are you really in the right place?" He says, "You could do that if you want, but are you really in the right place?" And I said, no.
Well, of course not.
And God showed that very clearly to me when, that the work environment became pretty hostile. And I had to leave, regardless of what I really wanted. I wanted to stay there because I thought there was a place. And I had to leave because of the work environment. Because, well, not only was she yelling at me and blatantly mean to people, but she was forcing me, a person in recovery, to pour alcohol in the afternoon when she wasn't there. So here I am.
Wow. And she knew you were in recovery, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She was all, you could handle this for a couple hours, couldn't you? Let's see. Sure. I could cook with it. I could do all that stuff with it. And I really couldn't.
Of course you couldn't.
That was started when I started to experiment cooking with NA beer. I made their Guinness stew with NA beer because I didn't want to have. And I cooked with wine, but a lot of people cook with wine. The solution to that is boiling the alcohol out of wine,
right?
Lots of liquor with it when you boil it. But I don't like to have it in the house. I'd love to cook with wine in the house, but if I had wine in the house, it would be very tempting to say, because I've done that before. I said, I just want something to cook with. And then the bottle's gone, and what happened to the bottle? I'm sober. Yes, I am. I'm drinking cooking wine. Isn't that crazy? That was my rationale.
Or mouthwash or
mouthwash. I've done the mouthwash deal.
Yeah.
In sobriety, or tried to be in sobriety, but not successfully. But mouthwash was very addicting.
Oh yeah, for sure it is.
And easy to acquire. I can order it on Walmart.com and have it here in an hour.
That's the dangerous thing about alcohol for me is that it's approved of morally. It's not like,
Yep.
oh, you've got a meth problem. Like, oh, you had a glass of wine at dinner. Easily accessible. They sell it literally everywhere. Oh, I grew up in Oklahoma where liquor stores were closed on Sundays. You couldn't sell alcohol in grocery stores like you do here. I was just astounded when I moved
Can't
here.
do it in California either. You have to go to a specific store, a
You have to
specific
go
time.
to a liquor store. And in Oklahoma, they have, I mean, I think the laws have gone up a little bit, but when I moved here in 2015, in gas stations, you couldn't sell High Point beer. Like a Budweiser in Oklahoma at the time was like 3.2% alcohol instead of 6% alcohol. So I was shocked when I moved here.
I mean, Casey's has got the little bottles of cheap bottles. And I see when I go in there and I see someone buying 6 of those, I go, oh, okay.
You
6
know,
little bottles of alcohol to get you through the day. I know exactly what that's for. And you like pray for those people because it seriously, what a thing if you're buying 6 little bottles of alcohol to get you through your day every day on the daily. It's kind of sad.
It's really sad.
It's really sad because that's like the solution that a higher power will take away from you. And that's the solution is a higher power to believe that they will restore you to sanity. Because this chasing the drink or drug is really insanity, or the food, or the
absolutely.
Because chasing it is the insanity.
Absolutely,
that's insanity. The showing up at a liquor store at 8 o'clock in the morning is insanity. There's only one open at 8 o'clock in the morning. For me, that's what they opened up for me. Because not a normal person's not buying a thing of Jack at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Absolutely not.
Or 2 o'clock in the afternoon for mainly. I mean, because 2 o'clock was my go-to when I first got sober. 2 o'clock was my rallying point where I could say I can drink. I could go get my Natty Ice at the Casey's up the street from my house. That was 2 o'clock. So the first Venture I didn't do much because I wasn't learning much. I was going to the wrong meetings, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
and I think that makes a difference. The meetings you go to keep you sober are very important. I found a good one, which Jamie didn't show up to.
I know. I do need. I've got it on the calendar. I'm going to.
I know you'll show up when it's ready. When God's timing, you'll show up and you'll have the perfect topic, and you'll never leave because that's exactly what happens there.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes. I love that, and it is so important. And I think it can make or break someone's recovery because if you go into the wrong meeting and you don't feel welcomed, or you feel ostracized, or it is the wrong topic, or whatever the reason is, it can turn you off and run you the other way.
Yeah. The main point of this is a fellowship. And I'll be honest with you, when I came to CR, I didn't feel the fellowship.
Yeah. It's so important. It's so.
Are you still there?
I'm so glad that changed. And
it did.
Yeah. Now I'm here. Can you hear me?
Now I'm a leader. Yeah, you are. You just started to garble up a little bit. And I was waiting for the inevitable, which did not happen. Jesus wins.
I know.
You have a Christmas tree in your back.
Oh my gosh. I know. The decorations are gone. I just need to take the last tree down. I had 7 up, and that's the last remaining bit of Christmas. 7. Yeah, 7. It's a little ridiculous.
Well, that's Christmas.
Not all of them were that big.
That's overdoing it. You didn't have a Christmas tree. I had a Christmas tree this year. I bought one and put it up and had a little Christmas tree. I didn't have all the ornaments I wanted, and maybe those will come back to me. Maybe they won't. I don't know. I'm not going to control that. I tried, and I'm just letting it go. Letting them go.
Yep, that's unmanageable.
Totally. My sponsor kept telling me that. Are you really going to battle for this? How are we going to get them? You can't get them. How are you going to do that?
Right.
He says it's uncontrollable. Do with what you have, is what he said. And that's what I did. And it was a lovely Christmas tree. It's in the corner of my room in here.
Yeah. Do you still have it up?
No. I took it down right around New Year's. I thought that was saying now my cat could sit in the window and not chew on the Christmas tree, because that's what happened.
Oh yeah, the cat need her spot back.
Check this out, Jimmy. I found a really cool thing that works.
What in the bananas? Where did he go?
Stupidity.
Have you done that on your YouTube channel? My kids would have told me about this, I feel like.
No, I've never done a live. I will do a live on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I can now because I got up to 55 subscribers.
I love that. I love that.
And that should not be mentioned, by the way.
Okay.
There's another one out there that I don't want people to follow my daily life. You know who I'm talking about.
All right. Fair enough. We won't talk about it again. I am hot. And so, yes, broken ribs, Tylenol, Voltaren, ice pack as well. Excuse me. I need to get that lidocaine patch from you later and get that on too.
We will. I have a whole box, and that will make you feel a whole lot better. You
yes,
can come over anytime you want. I'll give them to you.
Okay. Perfect. Let's talk about step 2. What you want to jump in?
I have a reading that I thought would be appropriate for secular who are not doing it. Therefore, step 2 is the rallying point for all of us. Whether agnostic, atheist, or former believer, we can stand together on this step. True humility and an open mind can lead us to faith, and every AA meeting is an assurance that God will restore us to sanity if we are rightly relate ourselves to Him. So I say this, and I've said this to a few people I've been working with, because this is what works for me, right? This works for me. I said, if you can't grasp a God, if you're kind of flawed at this point. If you can't grasp a higher, or you reject a higher power, drink, because that's your higher power. That's who you turn to. That is your solution. Turn to your higher power of alcohol and see how well that does for you. And they say, I can't believe I'm an atheist. You can, because I've seen it. I have a friend, his name is Jamie, who is in recovery like 20 years. And he was an atheist reading Richard Dawson, all those people, you know, the people, no God, there's no God, there's no God. I can tell you, I can feel it. And he found it too. He goes to Quaker churches. He goes to a friendship church. And he's a very successful businessman who retired to have a chicken.
Oh, wow.
To have a chicken. And teaches musical lessons. He's a heck of a guy. I have never met him in person, but I plan to change that. I'm planning a trip to Bloomington Normal this summer. One way or another, I'll get there. And because I want to see my friends. You know, did you buy your ticket?
Yeah, not yet, but we're going to do it today. I have the money to do it.
Awesome. We're going to have to do a live stream from down there.
Oh, for sure.
Any day of the week, we'll do a live stream.
Yeah, I want us both to be able to go. It just depends. I'm waiting to hear back about the kiddos, but if not, then I'll probably let him go all guys trip, because that would be, you know,
that'd be that'd be chaotic.
It would, but it'd be fun. I'm excited. I hope everything works out.
You have grandparents in the Newton area?
Yeah. Yep. We do.
I'm with them. They're great people.
That's the plan. They, oh gosh, sorry. These NSAIDs are upsetting my stomach. So I'm getting a little clammy. I don't know what's going on. Okay.
Maybe it's pain, Jamie.
I know it probably is, but it's hard, man. It's hard.
You are living a life in recovery, and we are 24 minutes in. So,
well, what else do you want to talk about? I hate in step 2. I guess I hate I hate fake it till you make it. What does that mean to you? I guess in a non-secular recovery.
Fake it till you make it is pretend. Total pretend.
That's what I feel like.
I have to pretend to believe something that I don't, just to see what will happen. Just see what will happen. Fake it till you make. I did a show on this on my old channel about this channel, but it was an old one. Fake it till you make it. Pretend you're something you're not. Like I pretend that I have the education, you know, have more education when I get with culinary school.
Yeah, you will.
I'll have a lot more. I need management skills. I need management skills because I don't have very many. I have bad management skills. I had yelling and screaming rake, calling people names rake. That's not who I be today. And I guess I manage people in some aspect because I deal with people on the regular.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of it. Did I tell you about the student laughing and pointing at me?
No.
2 Saturdays a night ago at work, we had this kid group of kids come up and he starts laughing and pointing at me. And I said, "What are you doing?" And he says, "Well, look at your face." I said, "Look at your face. Who taught you that?" Well, that's completely inappropriate. I was serving chicken strips. I was serving like baskets of big things of chicken strips. I said, "You could have a salad if you want to laugh and point at me." I said, "Maybe that's not appropriate, but you can have a salad with a little bit of ham and maybe some blue cheese dressing. That sounds really good to me."
I love you, and I love you guys so much. I feel like I am going to be stomach sick here.
Okay, well, we will sign off for the day. We've got 25 minutes in, and if we can't do the show together, we're not doing it. Go be
I'm
stomach
sorry.
sick. We're
I love you. We'll check back in later. Goodbye.
Bye. There we go.
Oh,
Goodbye. Go.